Masters of None Craft Radio. We know celebrities. Art and Mike talk to Attack of the Show's Candace Bailey.
Hey everyone, it's Art and Mike for the Masters of None show, and on the line we are happy to have the lovely Candace Bailey, who is one of the hosts of Attack of the Show. Thanks for coming on the show today. How you doing, Candace?
Oh my God, absolutely. I'm great. How are y'all doing?
How y'all doing? I love the little southern drawl.
How y'all doing?
A little Alabama girl. I love it.
That's
Nice.
all.
Now, do you have to curb some of the Alabama isms, I guess, while you're recording the show?
No, the thing about the show is they kind of just let me be exactly who I am, which is nice because I'm a complete spaz, and they let me embrace it. They embrace it.
Nice, very cool. Now, you have a great on-air chemistry with Kevin, the co-host of Attack of the Show, and great correspondence. We actually had...
Yeah, they're okay.
I guess we call him a friend now, Mike, right? Chris Hardwick, he's been on the show a couple of times.
I heard him on the show.
He's our friend.
I love me some Chris Hardwick.
Yeah.
I thought it was great right back in January of 2011.
The big reveal.
Yeah, you guys had that interview that it was on your website at CandaceBailey.com, and I thought it was great when it first came out because not that many shows do that, and it kind of shows the relationship that you guys have, the chemistry, and more important than that, I have to ask you, you preferred Star Wars over Star Trek, which I love, but as fanboys and nerds, always, I feel like they hold a grudge. When you're out doing events, do they still yell at you?
I just don't even want to say anything. For questions like that, I would really rather just leave it and not even answer because I'm going to make some fans and then I'm going to make some super enemies. They're like, how dare you? I'm like, sorry, okay, take it back.
How did everything come about? Because something like this is always a big undertaking, finding a new host or a new co-host. How did this all, work out in your favor?
I hosted a show years back when I was in college. I hosted a show on Nickelodeon. And it was for a few years, and it got, I did the whole hosting thing. And then I moved out to LA, and Attack of the Show was kind of the first thing that I auditioned for. I did an audition. I did a test or something, I think, with Blair Herter way long ago. They used me for a package. It was like the worst package ever. I went to a Trekkie convention in Vulcan, Canada. And this is the first thing I ever did with Attack of the Show.
Something like this where the show is just so kind of free and spontaneous and stuff. You obviously know kind of that going in. How amazing is it that day when they say you're going to have probably one of the best jobs in TV? What is that like?
I mean, I really do feel like I have such a great job. Just getting to work with people that I genuinely love working with. Everybody is awesome.
Now, you've had a lot of stuff, also, like I said, at your site at CandaceBailey.com. Been in a Maroon 5, the Good Night video.
Oh, yeah, almost naked.
Speaking of almost naked,
Maxim
photo shoot, you took a ride in the helicopter. Mike, asking you about, is this, once they said, you got the job, it's like, in your mind's like, oh, this is great. Do you ever kind of, stop for a moment and, think about the experience that you're going through right now and be like, am I really doing this?
It's a job for me that I kind of just get to check off things off of my bucket list.
Yeah, what was the most surreal moment for you? You're in the middle of something, you're doing something, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm freaking doing it.
Oh God, this job lets me do so many things because I'm constantly, especially when I first got the job, they put me through a month of training of just my vision quest. And I got to go to Skywalker Ranch and I got to get in a mocap suit and be Iron Man. Who gets to do that?
Yeah.
Of course, I was dancing around doing flips and leaps and making Iron Man look a little less Iron Man and more woman. But
no, he danced in Iron Man too.
Yeah.
No, oh good. Maybe they're using me in Iron Man too. Doing my flips. Everything I feel like has been a dream job, and I know that sounds just like an easy way out, but it's always been so amazing, and I've always worked with really cool people.
Nice.
That's great, and it makes you probably appreciate things a lot more too when you just really love everything you're doing.
It does, but the time in between the jobs also really makes me appreciate everything.
Right.
And it humbles you a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
Was there anybody that came on the show you kind of got starstruck that you're like, oh, I'm really talking to this person right now?
I am obsessed right now with The Walking Dead.
Oh, nice.
I think it's such an awesome show. I love it. And we've had almost all of the cast on. So every time someone comes on, I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a fan. Today we had Robert Kirkman on. And he gave me, well, actually he gave it to Kevin, but then I bitched about it. And so he took it back from Kevin and gave me like a Walking Dead watch that they've only made 250 of or something.
Oh.
So that was very exciting. Right now I'm going to go with Walking Dead because I just love the show so much.
What do you think of the 2 episodes right now? Pretty sick, right?
Yeah, and it's going to get a lot better. Trust me, I just know.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I just know.
Very cool. Were you a fan of the comic at all or no?
You know, I've never read the comic. I just got it in, and I'm going to start reading it. I hear it's, a little more depressing.
Yeah.
But
I'm really interested in seeing like where it diverts because I hear that it deviates from the show deviates from the comic, and I'm not sure exactly where it starts to do that. And I'd like to.
It already has some, right?
Yeah, it has some.
Well, obviously a little, but
right.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to starting to read it. So I like doing that, watching something and then reading the book or whatever, the comic book.
Was there anybody that you felt you were, as far as being starstruck, was there anybody that you felt you were kind of, you watched the playback or you watch yourself flip maybe the next day or whatever, and you realize, wow, I was really just kind of pining over this guy the entire time as I'm interviewing him or talking with him? Maybe.
I don't usually like to go back and watch myself in interviews and stuff like that because it makes me cringe. I mean, I'm sure I'm a big freak every time I interview someone that I like. And let's be honest, I'm like, hi, I'm so excited that you're here. You're like, okay, chill out. I'm just a freak.
Let's talk about the opposite side of that. People being starstruck for you or being all giddy. I could see that. Did you go to Comic-Con in San Diego this past year?
Hell yeah, we did.
Right.
We do a 4-hour show, live show from the Comic-Con floor.
Okay.
Which it was my first time this past Comic-Con, and oh my God, what an experience! It's amazing. But yeah, we're going back. This year. Can't wait.
Now, do you have a costume you're gonna possibly go in so you can kind of go incognito, so you can kind of walk around, or no?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, when we're there, we're working the entire time.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this year we have a little more free time, get to go to some events and some panels, and I can walk the floor.
Nice.
If you had a couple of costume ideas that you wanted to throw out there that maybe you'd be walking around in, what would they be?
I want to be Catwoman.
Yeah? Why Catwoman?
Yeah, because I like it. And I can kind of cover my face.
Is that kind of like
incognito? Is
that kind of like a metaphor? Or are you kind of a little bit mischievous?
Maybe.
Maybe.
No. What was that? Was it Kevin Nealon, that movie where he's like, no? He's like, yes, obviously. What is that movie? What was that? I don't know.
Okay.
The only thing I know about Kevin Nealon.
Great story, Candace.
Yes, nice one.
She gets the same treatment from Kevin that you guys give to me. Great story.
Great story, guys. All right, appreciate
it. Of course, Tackle the Show, they also talk about game reviews and stuff like that. What is your console of choice? PS3, Wii, 360?
I like the old school shit.
Nice.
Like
Pong?
But yes. Nice. Like Super Mario Brothers and Mario Kart and all that stuff, like old school stuff. But I do see. I'm not as much of a gamer. I mean, I do like some games, but I'm a very active, highly energetic person, and so I like.
I would be too if I had a 3-day
but I like
weekend.
the dance games, right?
Nice.
I get a lot of sleep. I like Dance Central and that stuff that I can get up and move.
Have you tried any like the Xbox Connect?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Have I? Yeah, no, I love that stuff.
That kind of stuff. That sounds like it's right up your alley, right?
It is. It's definitely right up my alley.
Again, not to choose sides here, but there is some Star Wars games that are coming out for the Xbox Connect that you could probably get your hands on if you haven't already. I don't know. You have advanced copies of The Walking Dead.
I probably could.
Yeah, you have advanced copies of The Walking Dead. You have inside information on a whole bunch of stuff. I think you probably have an Xbox 720 right now. You're just not telling us.
I mean, there's possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. When she said she likes the old school games, she's like, yeah, I like my 360. We're like, what?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Wait a minute.
I like stuff you haven't heard of yet. That's all.
Yeah, you don't even know what I'm thinking right now because you're not even there. I know the future of gaming.
Are they bringing Crystal Pepsi back?
No Pepsi. That was a clear Pepsi.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
You remember that shit? That shit. I was always very surprised by when drinking that because I was like, this tastes like Pepsi, but I don't know what I'm doing.
Also, I gotta ask you too. I'm a big fan of Robot Chicken. How fun was working with that and like being the voice of Leia and some other great characters on that show?
It was a great time. I love those guys. It's just so fun because you get in the booth and they're like, okay, now you're gonna be this. And I remember one time I was like, Hello Kitty, coughing up a hairball. I was like, really? That's what I'm going to be. I was like, I think Selma or Louise. I mean, I've been some crazy characters, but it's such an insane show that they have the most random characters doing the most random of things, and it makes it awesome.
Nice.
Robot Chicken is one of those shows where I love it because of its short doses, and I love it too because you hear a voice and you're like, I kind of know what that is, and then all of a sudden you see like the names that they get to these voices, and you're like, holy cow,
Yeah.
that's
They've had everyone. I mean,
Yeah.
they've had so many people on that show.
that's great. That's
They
also
have like 100 episodes now.
yeah.
What can we expect? What are the big things for Attack the Show this year?
We've got E3, and then we've got Comic-Con. I've pitched this idea that I want to do this year for packages where I face my fears. They've already made me face the bugs. I hate bugs more than anything. They brought cockroaches and spiders and stuff in the studio. I told them no more bugs, but other than that, I would love to face my fears doing other things.
Nice.
So, like, I don't know, haunted house or, but like a real haunted house, not like a, ooh. And I told them that I would like to go skydiving, not because I want to, but because I'll be scared out of my mind and I might poop my pants and it might make for good TV. We're going to be doing a bunch of those. So that's what you can look forward to from me. But the show changes from day to day. I never know what to expect. I'll walk in, have no idea what's going to happen on the show, and then I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing today. All right, got it, And then the next day it's something completely different.
Awesome.
So last week we had, I don't know if you've heard of sauna pants. Have you heard of them?
No. What is that?
Sauna pants?
No. What is it?
No. Okay. There's this as seen on TV or infomercial, whatever, for sauna pants, which are these kind of very
sauna
bright
pants.
Yeah.
I know
sorry, did
exactly what
like
it
I
is.
was thinking?
Yeah.
Bright orange sauna pants. But we showed the infomercial on the show as one of our Around the Net videos, and then last week we got the sauna pants in. So we were making a lot of fun of them, obviously, and then I put them on, and I kind of loved them. No joke. And so we're wearing them for like half the show, and then they actually gave me mine to take home because they're like, well, clearly you were wearing them, you were sweating in them, so nobody else is going to want them. I was like, bring it on, give them to me. And I went home and put them on.
Sauna pants.
So we had sauna pants on the show.
That's great.
Like I said, never know what to expect.
Oh, awesome. Candace Bailey, thanks so much for coming on the show. You can check her out at CandaceBailey.com and the Twitter at CandaceBailey5, where I love it says, host Attack of the Show, actress and lover of tiny spoons.
I love tiny spoons. Tiny spoons, tiny forks. Any tiny sort of anything I love, except for some tiny things, and then I'm not a big fan.
Awesome.
I think you know what I'm talking about.
We're now following you. We're following you on Twitter, so hooray.
Oh, I thank you. I'll follow y'all too.
Sweet.
Candace, thanks so much for being on the show. Again, continued success on the show. We love it, and we appreciate
Thank you
your
so
time.
much. I appreciate talking to y'all. Y'all are great.
Masters of None is presented by the Simply Syndicated Podcast Network, 21st Century Media, and lubricated by Blue Point Beer. Check out the boys on Twitter, Facebook, and on the web at mastersofnone.com.